Hello, lovely people. We are in the time of a momentous occasion. So, let it be known, I am terribly sorry that I was meant to drop a video on Monday, and it is now 2 days past that, and I am just now recording the video. But things in life have been pretty hectic the past couple of weeks. I've been working on this zombie werewolf film called Dead Howling. Zed Howling. So that's been taking a lot of my time. I'm working 50-hour weeks there. And then in my time off, I've just struggled to find the motivation to get up and make a video. So I do hope that you'll forgive me for that, but hands up to the air. I just forgot and didn't. I probably had time to make one, but I didn't. Hands up. It's my bad. Absolutely my bad. So maybe the karma of that came welling up to the surface today. Because, as I may have said at the start of this, I can't remember. I'm 1 minute in and I can't remember anything I've said. It is a momentous occasion. We are in a momentous occasion right now. Because, oh, that made my eye really red. Ugh. How stunning. It's giving pink eye core. God forbid a woman have pink eye. My God. So today was a momentous occasion because I got into my first car accident. And so I'm going to break that down a little bit because this felt like a significant moment that I think I should share. So I was on my way to work at a little studio in West Perth where you can like do car scenes. So there's like a big LED wall. And there's a big LED wall and you can like pull cars into there, and it's like to simulate driving scenes without like using a green screen, because green screens can look really cheap and a bit shit. So they use like this beautiful big expensive LED wall, right? So I'm pulling up to work just as I have been for the past like month, and I need to, so the locations team there is gesturing me so that I need to go to a different way, like to go make a little U-turn and to get into the allocated parking spot. So I go to make my U-turn, and because the road is a little tight, I just have to do some forward back work. Not very much, but a little bit. And so I do my thing. And then I'm like, okay, I'm like have enough room to go. And a little bit of a mistake was made at this point in the story. Before I pulled out into the road to continue on, I did something that we are taught as young children to do all the time when crossing the road. Or we're taught when we're like 16 or so, when it comes to driving a car, before you go drive it into any road, is to look left, look to your right. Right? So I, being the very highly intelligent person that I am, did that one. And for some reason, I thought that that was enough. I thought 50% of the mark was enough to get me by. So I, like as a person does, put on the accelerator and started moving out. Just as I do that, some car comes through, and our cars have a lovely little pash right here, a little pash crash, if you will. So, yeah, it happened really fast, and it's very scary. So, shout out to anyone who's crashed their car. I fully sympathize, and I see you. I see you and I hear you. It is quite scary to get into a car accident like that. I was in a big ute, so I was luckily not as badly affected. So the damage in my car was, the least of my worries at that time. And his car, wasn't anything like, it was a pretty significant dent that I left in the car, but it wasn't like anything was totaled or anything like that. But it was a sizable dent that I left. And It was just the worst situation ever. Because, it just happens so fast. It's really freaky. You just sit there for a moment and you're just like, what the fuck just happened? In the blink of an eye, bitch, you are out of pocket, like, a lot of money. In my case, to be transparent, a little bit over $2,000. And that is with insurance. So that is, I was prepared to pay that because I've never crashed a car before, so I wasn't aware of, like, the usual rate, so I prepared myself for a really shit scenario. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to pay like $7,000 for this, and I did not. I do not have to pay that, which is good. But yeah, so I crashed the car, I pull over, and I just know the driver's getting pissed at me because it was my fault. And that is potentially the most embarrassing part and the worst part of this whole thing. It is so nice to be able to feign like a victim complex and be like, I was just like, I was doing a thing and he crashed into me. He just like, he crashed into me. I didn't know. And like to be like, I didn't do anything wrong. And I didn't do anything wrong. I'm a victim. This is okay. Like, I'm cool. I'm kosher. Everything I did was above board and doesn't matter. But that is sadly not the case in this story. Because, listen, could the guy have maybe used his better judgment and saw that I was doing a U-turn and I was like trying to do a U-turn? Possibly. But at the end of the day, who's at more fault here? I should have looked where I was going before I pulled out. So, right here, teach. That's my bad. It's my bad, fam. And so he gets out of the car and he is yelling at me from a distance because he's angry and he's fired up and it's very scary. It's very interesting. I feel like from after when I talked to the girlies afterwards about it, the way men and women handle car accidents, it can be very different, or like across the board seems to be very different, because men seem to like get very angry and very shell-shocked. Like in their fear and in their shell-shock, they get like angry and they like yell at you, right? And women in like their shell-shock, they like start to cry. Like they're just like the fucking fear just overtakes them, they start crying. And so, and I'm sat there, I guess because I find myself as a gay man, so I find myself at a bridging point between ideas of feminine and masculine qualities. I was just sat there, kind of just like, just not really knowing what just happened, so I was a bit like, but I was like, he's yelling at me, and I'm like, okay, immediately, accept responsibility, you did this, you need to sort it out. You get out of the car, you gotta face the music, especially if that music is heavy metal and it's screaming at you. So, I get out, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna yell back at the guy. Like, unfortunately, the yelling, him being upset with me, that is what I deserve. I fucked up. I fucked up his car, I fucked up his day, I give him a fright, it is what it is. So I'm just like, hey man, I'll pay for it, I understand that you're upset, da-da-da, it's all good. I understand that you're upset, I'll pay for it, don't worry, I'm really sorry that I scared you. And pretty quick, like, I mean, he didn't yell at me for very long. He, like, yelled at me for, like, 15 seconds. Not even. Until he, like, he was just, like, he slowed down. He, like, took a breath. He took a moment, and he apologized. And it just does happen. It happens. Like, it happens. Like, people being upset about that kind of thing. So I calmed down, and eventually he was like, well, thank you. He was like, thank you for being nice about it, like, da-da-da. And I'm like, babe, I hit you. This is my bad. So we exchanged details, sorted it out, and unfortunately, like, half of my workday was spent making calls to, like, the insurance company and to my parents, because it was my dad's car that I was using. But I'm very lucky that I have, like, upper middle class parents with insurance who don't have to worry as much about that kind of things. Because so when I called them, they were like, honey, as long as you're okay, this can be fixed, but are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. So yeah, I did that with them. I called through with them. I talked to my production company that I was with, because I'm also covered under insurance with them as well. So they might not have to pay $2,200 out of pocket. Hopefully not, if the insurance from them maybe covers that excess. Who knows? We will find out. Or it probably won't cover that much excess, to be totally honest, but it will probably cover maybe something. I'll take whatever I can get. But I'm going to chat to them about that tomorrow, and that'll be all good. But yeah, you're just shaken up. And everyone in the crew was really lovely about rallying around me and making me feel good and making me just checking I was okay and like, yeah, it was really freaky. But like, I just couldn't stop shaking. But the adrenaline was a lot. Yeah, it's just a lot of adrenaline. But eventually got sorted out. But my car, so in the collision of my car, the skirting of the car was damaged, which is, to be expected. It's kind of the first frontier of defense. But I think what happened was in the collision, it like punctured the tank to make coolant. So that unfortunately makes the car undrivable or very not recommended to be driving. Because your coolant, for the bitches that don't know, I found this out the hard way with my last car. If your coolant and the system of which your coolant travels through is not working properly, your car has no way to regulate its heat and its temperature. So the engine gets really fired up, and that fucks a lot of things. So it just wasn't worth the risk driving it to wherever I needed to. So I had to get it towed. And now I'm picking up a rental car tomorrow to sort that out. And listen, this is a lesson to bitches out there. First of all, lesson number 1, check your lefts and your rights before you drive out there. I know that seems obvious, but sometimes we forget to do it. And you're not always lucky enough to be missed by the cruel hand of fate slapping you across the fucking face. So, look to your left and look to your right. But also, approach situations like that. I know they're fucking scary, but do your best to calm yourself down and just not lose your cool and be kind to the person. Whether you are the person that has been hit or you are the person that hit them, handle that situation with anger and frustration and yelling won't really help anyone. If it's like just at the start, totally cool. I understand. People get freaked out. But don't handle the situation by like just with fueled anger. And I'll tell you why, because this has helped me. So because I showed him, kindness and was understanding and was self-aware of how I'd fucked up and, just showed him sympathy for his reaction. When I went and saw him, because he was literally felt so bad. He was just down the road from his work. He was just about to pull into work before, like, he was just on the road to his work. His work was, like, right down the street before I hit him. And, oh my God, this fucking ulcer in my mouth is killing me. So he fucking was right down the road for his work and I hit him. And so when I wanted to grab some of his details off of him that I missed, I was just able to walk down the street and grab them from him in person. And he said, he was like, hey, listen, because you were nice about it, like, I'm not going to file a police report. It's all good. It's all good. Like, I don't want to, like, make it any more complicated. And agrees that it has to be. We've exchanged details. Insurance is going to cover it all. So let's not bother. If I had been a bitch, if I had been a cunt, if I had been a cantankerous fucking bitch ass, I potentially would have had police looking into me. I potentially would have had a lot more of an expensive situation in my hands. He could have sued me for emotional distress. And I didn't, because I showed kindness. So kindness will get you a lot of places in ways you don't really expect. Whether it is, in the back of the club because you know the security and the security likes you, or if it's, into the heart of a man whose car you crash into and ruin his day. So, yeah. On my way to pick up a rental car tomorrow, and I'm back to set tomorrow. Still had to do my full day of work. I called my boss. And said, hey, I've gotten into an accident outside of the location, and so I just am sorting out. I think I said I'd need the art assistant that was there just setting stuff up. I was like, I think I need to keep that art assistant because I'm going to have to do my insurance and stuff. He was like, okay, well, we're going to need him back pretty soon. So we're going to need him back like ASAP because we're pretty buggered down here. What? Oh. Okay. Didn't ask if I was okay. Didn't check in on the damage. Didn't ask what, like, really the situation was. Just kind of inquired. I didn't receive word about if I was okay from either of my heads of department until the end of the fucking day. And it was, like, literally the end of the fucking day in, like, a group chat message. By the way, are you okay? I was not at the time. I was really fucking scared. But thank you for asking now. But, you know. It's fine. We're okay. We're good. But, you know, don't exactly hold my heads of department to the highest standard of, you know, emotional prowess anyway. But, yeah. Living up my best life on this production. Oh. Yeah, living up my best life in this production. And, yeah. I just wanted to report, make a little diary entry, give an update on where I was at. I think I was going to talk about gender identity stuff today, but, you know, that can be for a little video for another day. For now, congratulate me on my first car crash. Have a nice day.